Today we have with us Jennifer Reaume from Reaume Chevrolet in Salle, Ontario. Jennifer, it's really nice to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to chat with us.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. I'm excited to chat and see where this goes.
Great. Okay, well, starting off, tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I've been in the automotive dealership for 22 years on March 22nd. So actually, in a little bit, it'll be 22 years at the dealership. Before I started working for my family, I did kind of want to make it on my own and know that I can do it without just starting to work for dad. I love groups of people, so I spent my jobs consisted of golf courses and the casino, and I just love the energy of a lot of people around me. Getting ready to settle down and start a family, and that lifestyle and working midnights and stuff just wasn't going to be good. So on the fourth, I think, ask of my father to come work at the dealership, I finally said yeah. So that was 1999.
Okay, great. And obviously it was a big change for you. So how did you first get started with the family dealership?
My dad was looking for a woman salesperson because it was very important to him to have that diversity. He knows my energy and he knows how I take care of people and serve people. So he, like I said, had a couple retirements prior to me joining the team, joining the family. And I just wasn't ready at that point. So he really was looking for a woman salesperson, and I took it on and I took the challenge on.
Okay, great. From that position, I mean, what kind of roles and sort of responsibilities have you held at the dealership? And is there anything that's kind of really stood out in your career?
I loved selling cars. I think out of all the positions that I have held at the dealership, my favorite position was still sales. And I found a real need for women with the stories that I was sharing. So I was really able to make the women feel comfortable. There was no intimidation because I'm also a woman. I really enjoyed the sales, and I did jump from sales to the business office because we were in need. The family was in need of a business manager. So I literally got thrown in. Our business manager at the time threw the keys on the desk on a Saturday and without 2 weeks notice. So I actually taught myself that job. And people would walk by my office and go, you, and because there was not another woman at the time for them to go to. So I really had promised myself, and so far so good, that there'll always be a woman on the floor selling cars for that exact reason.
Okay, tell us about your current role. Like, what does it entail?
Well, I'm the general manager and part owner at the dealership, and I've got a great team around me, and I am really getting comfortable with my leadership style as of late. I'm really trying to have a different conversation at the dealership and really talk about mindset and vibration and energy and all the beautiful things that I've been working on and really honing over the last 5-10 years that has made me such a better leader.
What some of the changes and initiatives have you been able to introduce to the dealership with this kind of new take on sort of your own personal management style, I guess?
People are frightened when you say straight commission and the long hours and the myth or the reality, what happens in car dealerships nowadays. I'm really trying to debunk those myths, change the culture within the dealership to not work 9 till 8, to work from 9 till 3 or 3 till 8. Have shift and really make it important to my employees that they have to have a life outside of work. They have to have something that makes their heart sing outside of work. And when they are recharging and they are playing and they're doing and succeeding outside of work, then they're a better employee and they're better at the dealership. So just things that are different that maybe men wouldn't think about, and not out of ignorance, just they have wives at home taking care of their children. They have wives at home cooking the dinner and taking care of everything. So I'm really just trying to make it attractive, the car business for women to come into the dealership. And I believe that I almost have a responsibility, because I am at the table, to not just wish it could be, but to be a trailblazer and make it be.
In the last 12 months, we had a big wrench thrown into the works with COVID-19. So I just kind of want to get from you, like, how that's kind of perhaps maybe accelerated change at the dealership, or perhaps changed some of the ways that you've been able to do things.
I saw it as an opportunity. I did not like the fact that people were scared. I just really, as a leader, allowed people to be where they were. There was no right or wrong as far as the fear that came about, the safety. As you know, the dealership is a very reactionary day-to-day operation. You have to react, you have to pivot, you have to react, you have to react. I'm of the mindset that you have to be proactive. So this allowed us really to do that. We made appointments, we had everything prepared, we knew what they were looking for because we were able to do stuff online. We just started really getting into coaching our salespeople to do video and to ask the customer, how do you want to buy a car? Where are you in the process? Instead of making them come in, it really kind of jump-started, I think, what the industry was already evolving into. And I just took I was excited. I was eager to get that going. I actually trained my salespeople how to do posts on Instagram, how to do Facebook. I did a 4-month investment to take that time when everything was upside down to keep learning, to keep the mindset off of what was happening outside the dealership, and just really take the opportunity to help my team grow.
You're obviously an inspiration for other women. And, what advice would you give to other women who might be considering a career in the auto business where perhaps they wouldn't have done so in the past?
Women are needed at the dealership. I think that the balance between the feminine energy and the masculine energy serves our customers better. It also serves a team better. Yes, it is a hustle and a grind at the dealership, but I would invite them to balance and to make sure that you don't forget that balance and flow. We don't need to prove ourselves, and we don't need to be one of the boys in a male-dominated field. We just have to be us, and that's what's really exciting.
You've kind of been sort of looking at ways to support women and approach women to help them succeed in the industry. So please tell us a little bit about that.
Leadership is not always easy because you, as a leader, you have to lead your emotions. You have to lead your mindset. You have to lead so many things within yourself before you could lead others and help lift them up and keep your vibration and your light lit so that you give somebody else permission to do the same. I am trying to just change the conversations that are had at the dealership, and it's not easy. But I am not going to give up. I think it is very important. I've started a Lead with Love Facebook page where I've invited like-minded women, not necessarily in the automotive, but that's my tribe. So most of most of the women around me are in automotive, to have a place to celebrate each other and to maybe help each other through some of the challenges that we have had on a day-to-day basis within the dealership. It's fairly new. There actually is there's a lot of participation. So I'm quite excited about the participation because it's needed. And I just want to be of service. And I'm excited to, outside of the dealership, be of service and help people maybe navigate through self-worth, whatever that it is that they need to get out of their own way about, or to learn about, or to grow about. With motherhood, with being an owner, with being a leader, the most important thing the one thing I do want to say about that is that I had all these balls up in the air and there was not a ball for Jennifer. I did not have my own ball up in the air. As soon as I shifted that and put a ball up in the air for me and started asking myself what my desires were, what do you need to do for self-care? What do you need to do to recharge so that you can get back to that dealership and do what you do? You just have to take care of yourself first. You have to be on your to-do list. You have to put one of the balls that you are juggling have to be a ball for you.
Are there any kind of current or future plans that you're working on or excited about that you can discuss?
I am running a retreat coming up this year, if COVID allows for me to do so, where I am inviting a small handful of women to teach them meditation and to teach them journaling and gratitude. So I actually already put a deposit down for that. And of course, we have to be open and to be able to do that. So I'm really hoping that we are. And I'm really hoping that I can bring in an easy 4-step, 5-step something into the dealerships for both the men and women, because there are some men that really, really could use what I've been able to that shift that I've been able to, and the transformation that I've made, and bring it into the dealership. So I would say that you can DM me on social media. Everything is Jennifer Reaume. I do have that Facebook group, and it's an open group, so anybody can join that at Lead with Love on Facebook.